Yes, good, at everyone.
Alright. So, yeah, welcome to Gaucho Cup Losers Bracket Grand Finals between YokesPai and fieryrage. I am Dong. I'm joined by Pear and Knight. Welcome.
Hello.
My name Knight.
Yes.
Shout out to Dio's Dong for taking the intro on the grand finals of my tournament. I'm gonna go sad now.
Haha.
Well,
you get the outro, don't worry.
This is not the grand finals, but it is the grand finals because it's the losers bracket grand final.
It's kind of
Yeah.
sort of Grand Finals.
Grand finals, but slightly not.
Yeah.
Shout out to YokesPai for banning Nomad 5. Say goodbye to the Kreutz map, the 250 BPM speed pick.
Yeah.
And then obviously Suki Yue gone.
Yeah, to be expected.
And then there goes the Nomad 1 consistency, and then the AR8 reading hidden. So say goodbye to all the reading, and say goodbye to all the speed and consistency. Now it's time for Hard Rock 2 after they do warm-ups. fieryrage will, in fact, go for Soul Cosine after the warm-ups.
Yeah.
Now that's amazing, but I can't see the bands because I'm not at it.
Very cool.
That's right, because he wasn't online when I was ad reffing everyone. So now Nightbeat will have access to the chat.
I can actually see. Let's go.
Beautiful.
Very beautiful.
I love how YokesPai is, he's very confident in this. Now this is rigged, you might win because my brain feels like it's turning off.
Yeah.
YokesPai shuts off in the middle of a map.
I mean, to be fair,
YokesPai.
I've seen this map before. This is a hard map, and YokesPai also mapped this, so you know.
Yeah, very true.
Are you favorite?
YokesPai has mapped quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
I have personally played this map before. It is a map.
Yeah, I put this in grand finals of my own tournament recently, so it's pretty hard, you know.
Scuff
little
tournament.
Kinda.
Scuff tournament. True.
YokesPai with the double the combo of fieryrage on his own map with hidden. For fieryrage having no trouble reading some of those patterns until you got to the really hard overlaps.
Until he did.
Yeah, that's about what it means.
Hmm. This is AR.
This is AR8.
Is an AR8 overlappy reading map that YokesPai currently has 96% accuracy with hidden on. fieryrage not really having too much trouble with the AR8, rather with the more intense overlaps. And as we have the last quarter of this, fieryrage just barely misses that one overlap. He almost hit that entire section, and then he finally messed it up. YokesPai is continuing to combo this entire section.
YokesPai finally dropped the 50, finally drops a miss on some overlapping circle streams at the end there. Dropped a 50 on one of those 1-6 bursts, but yeah.
YokesPai not
Pretty good.
misreading all. I think it was rather an over or an under stream that caught him.
Yeah.
This.
It did seem like that, but he does manage to combo the rest.
Absolutely.
He's okay at the game. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
he's decent.
Yeah.
He's alright. Can I stop clicking the... Alright.
I'm so
don't know,
glad
can
both
you?
warm-ups loaded completely. It's very nice.
Yes, that's always great.
Oh yeah. We need a headbang emote in chat, actually. That's what we need for this.
Yes, we do.
fieryrage die.
fieryrage die.
Yeah.
Trying to rank Choppa style, yeah.
Trying to rank Choppa style is a feat never before attempted.
YokesPai missing on the space triples, but...
Yeah, YokesPai does find another miss on those big black-esque sliders.
A big black-esque slider.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's
Yes,
the
that's
technical term for it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, am I completely wrong? Maybe not, but am I completely right? No.
Always.
I'm never right.
This is definitely a Fiery Rage warm-up in the greatest sense of the word. This is something that he would absolutely pick for a warm-up.
Both players plugging their own maps, so yeah, it definitely is a Fiery Rage warm-up.
Shout out to both of them, yeah.
Download their maps, guys. Fire Rage actually found a slider break, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Unless, yeah.
He did. As we already know, Fiery Rage is looking to start his first pickoff on HR2, so he's jumping straight out into comfortable territory with the CS 6.5. Waiting for the end of this warm-up to come by. A longer map than we would have expected from Fiery Rage for a warm-up.
Yeah, this is quite the lengthy pick, actually. We're only 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, really. It's not too long, however, long enough that you definitely notice it, especially with this map being about 3.5 minutes long.
Yeah, the BPM change catching YokesPai off guard, by the way. Oh, that's a stream.
Ah, yes, Fire Rage, double tapping the streams.
YokesPai double tapping those streams.
Haha, very nice.
MP Link has been updated for you all.
Just in case, you know, you were interested in the warm-up maps or anything like that, you know.
Command does not exist because apparently commentators is not the name of that command.
You forgot the exclamation point before commentators, sir.
You know what? It's a Dio's Dong moment.
Who?
There we go.
So everything's nice and updated for you here, and it looks like immediately Soul Cosine Job 2, Hard Rock 2 for the first map of a best of 13 match, first to 7. Any predictions on who's going to be our victor of the first map here?
Of the first map, Fire Ridge, probably.
Yeah, I think. I feel yeah, definitely Fire Rage, I feel.
Yeah.
Now here's the question, who's going to win the match?
That's hard for me to decide, to be
Let's see
honest. It's really hard to decide.
Fun fact, Nightbeat is here because he is actually deciding the winner of this match. This is not, the best of 13 is just for show. In the end, Nightbeat will make his determination on who he thought was better.
Choose wisely.
Choose wisely. Be of voting, it's a democracy. Fiery Rage with a very early accuracy lead on HR2 here. YokesPai not dropping combo though, so it's not going to matter a ton. And
As you
there's the
mentioned
combo.
that, as you mentioned that, YokesPai does drop combo.
So YokesPai gonna have a little bit of an early difficulty in Hard Rock 2 with that break. This map is only 1 minute and 52 seconds, but Fiery Rage finding a break as well is gonna kind of even it out. So these scores are gonna be fairly even. Aside from the accuracy deficit that YokesPai has on Fiery, he does have that combo.
Yeah, Fiery does still have a fairly good accuracy lead, but that score lead's closing up pretty quickly because of that 150, 160 extra combo for YokesPai. And there's another combo. Yeah, there's another combo drop for Fiery.
Yeah.
Fiery is just having a lot of trouble with these wide angle jumps that YokesPai is certainly very used to. Not missing any of that section, by the way. More than halfway through the map now, YokesPai with an early miss aim, but didn't miss a single wide angle, and he actually just breaks on a back and forward slider. That is very unfortunate. But he has enough score lead to hold himself up right now, and with Fiery Rage breaking right there, he continues to maintain the combo lead again. The accuracy certainly not doing YokesPai any favors, and if Fiery Rage does find some way to start comboing at the end of this map here, he's certainly going to give YokesPai a lot of trouble in terms of the accuracy lead, but as of right now, there's the miss that he was looking for. YokesPai with a miss on that section if Fiery Rage doesn't find one soon, and there it is!
There it is, and that's probably going to be it.
One.
Yeah, Fiery Rage, it's going to be super close. The scores are actually within 10,000 of each other, but I think YokesPai has to miss one more time.
YokesPai cannot miss to get this. This is going to be coming down to these last couple circles. And it ends with YokesPai grabbing it by just the skin of his teeth. 18,000 on the score. And a B rank for YokesPai, pulling a YokesPai to win that map. 90% accuracy. But getting double the combo of Fiery Rage did him in at the beginning. Fiery within the 18,000 score of YokesPai purely because of that 5% accuracy lead that he had, which did a lot of damage on YokesPai's score there. But that combo from YokesPai, even on score V2, it matters so much that you're able to hit the beginning and the middle of this map here. And with Fiery finding those misses and YokesPai going immediately for kilometers per hour, this is going to put Fiery in a very difficult situation very early.
Yeah, another shorter map coming in, minute 28, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
In any short map, every break is going to be crucial, and unfortunately, Fiery Rage wasn't able to keep combo that well.
So we saw what happened on Faithful with YokesPai's warm-up. This map's pretty similar. There's a lot of just really hard-to-read overlaps that are in the form of jumps instead of streams and triples and other patterns like that. Tried playing this earlier and had about as many misses as 300s, so definitely ridiculously hard to read, and yeah, probably the 2-0 for YokesPai, at least given how Faithful went earlier.
Around what you said, it's the type of map that definitely poses a hazard for players who are not used to reading these low ARs. However, Fiery Rage being a seasoned player is certainly not going to have any trouble reading the beginning sections, and I think towards the middle, it's going to be those melody changes if he doesn't know the song well enough that are going to catch him. Because given that this is on no mod, I think the only the accuracy is going to be what gives YokesPai the advantage here. Because taking off the difficulty of Hidden, Fiery Rage is certainly going to be able to read this map much more easily than people would expect, even not being a reading player. This is only AR 8.2.
On top,
there's the miss from YokesPai.
Yeah, miss from YokesPai at the middle of the map, too.
Yeah, that is an awful spot.
On top, yeah. Speaking of accuracy, actually, Fire Rage finds a couple misses of his own.
He needs to continue finding one more miss, though. YokesPai has a massive score deficit with the positioning of his miss. Was probably one of the worst spots you can miss in. It was right around the middle of the map. And if Fiery Rage doesn't miss on one of these sections here at the ending, YokesPai is going to let this point slip away from him. He's making up score, but certainly not fast enough. And if Fiery doesn't miss these jumps...
And there's a miss from YokesPai at the very end of it, so Fiery Rage will take that point. 2 breakpoints as our first 2 picks. That's interesting, for sure. YokesPai winning Hard Rock and Fiery Rage winning low AR. Very cool. Very cool.
And you did, Chili Repair, you did mention accuracy. There's a pretty noticeable accuracy gap, which definitely didn't help Yokes that well.
I think it was interesting to see the correlation between these two maps here. YokesPai happened to win the first map on Fiery because Fiery found some unfortunate breaks in the middle of the map and wasn't able to hold combo through the wide angles. However, Fiery Rage just won YokesPai's pick by a much more handed lead than YokesPai grabbed his pick with. And now that we're seeing Fiery Rage go immediately for the high BPM, high AR DT of Children of Hell, DT1 is our 10.3 CS4 263 BPM DT, which is still almost 4 minutes long with DT. This is going to be a very interesting map. Fiery with an early miss that's not going to matter too much, and I imagine that he's going to have a very easy time recovering that score with the accuracy YokesPai might pull on the later sections of this map.
Especially with that slider break from YokesPai just now as well.
So we have already one combo reset, but Fiery with about 110 combo lead on Yokes is going to give him the advantage in more ways than one, pulling 99.55% accuracy right now.
There's not a ton else to this map besides what you see right now. I know there's quite a few 5-note bursts in the key eyes of this map, but other than that, it's pretty much just these jumps and bursts with some fast sliders here and there.
Yeah, this is a very aim-oriented map. The bursts are just an added effect to it, but this is most certainly the most aim-focused DT that we have in the DT pool. Obviously, you know, to be perfectly honest, most of the DTs fall into the aim category. This definitely diversifies it a little bit with the amount of bursts, but we do have some interesting DTs for you this week, especially DT3 being Khalib's diff of Gaucho, throwing in a little bit of tech element there, and Super Shooter falls into a little bit more stamina inducing there. But Fiery Rage is going to maintain this very impressive accuracy at the beginning of Children of Hell here, almost halfway through the map. So even though this is 3 minutes and 45 seconds, it certainly goes by rather quickly when you're watching it. I'm sure for these players, this map is crawling by. And it's going to come down to whoever misses one of these jumps. There are some very big jump patterns in the later stages of this map, aside from the burst streams. And I imagine that we're going to be seeing a lot more misses on the jumps, transitioning between them to the burst.
And there's
streams.
another,
The jump.
yeah, there's a slider break for YokesPai right in the middle of this map as well. That probably kills any chances he has of winning this map. There
on
isn't.
top of that, on top of that, YokesPai did find another miss, but Fire Rage actually finds a miss of his own.
Yeah. And the Fire Rage is already up 150,000 score, and the combo lead for YokesPai is minuscule, so...
Not to mention the giant accuracy difference.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty much sealed up for Fire Rage at this point, unless he drops a huge amount of AC or continues to have combo breaks throughout the second half of this map, which obviously is not happening so far.
Fiery Rage would have to fall from looking like he could confidently FC this map at will right now to essentially turning his sensitivity down halfway and starting to miss almost every single note. And YokesPai would have to combo basically the entirety of the end of the map. And I see absolutely zero way in this universe that could possibly happen right now.
Yeah,
Fiery Rage is just purely too confident on this map.
With that extra break from YokesPai, it's definitely going to go over to Fiery Rage, so finally get players winning on their own picks. Very cool.
But yeah, we had those early break points, and now we're going to start to get into the real interesting parts of the match. It was kind of funny, those first two picks of the match actually seemed like two of the most solid picks for either of these players, and
they
turned out to be the
over
exact
break
opposite.
points.
Yeah. So this could be an interesting match here today. Maybe YokesPai should start picking some of the standard hard rock maps or something to beat Fiery Rage here. Because this is clearly reversed today. YokesPai started to build up a combo there, but broke on the stream after Fiery Rage, who is still above that 99% accuracy. He's just going to barely hold it into the finish. If he can hit the last set of jumps here, it's a very good play from Fiery to finish this out with 99.03 on the accuracy and only 2 misses from him. Dominant performance on hit on double time 1, and this is going to go back to YokesPai, who needs to start bringing this back to even.
Yeah.
Fiery Rage did have that first pick advantage as well, so he is going to get to match point first if Yokes can't grab a break point.
Yeah, did have similar combo there for YokesPai most of the map through, but the giant accuracy lead plus some extra combo in the second half from Fiery Rage made it pretty hard for any comeback from YokesPai.
The map was, the combos were rather close. Granted, 200 is a decent disparity between the two. It really came down more to Fiery Rage holding more consistent, bigger combos after his initial break, rather than YokesPai finding, you know, every 1 to 200 combo he would break, rather than Fiery waiting about 400 combo between breaks afterwards. So he just slowly gains that on Yokes here. Yokes is going to go for encounter, so another reading hidden pick, a little bit more technical aim patterns on this. Very short, once again, with 1 minute and 54 seconds. It's not AR8, but it's certainly reading in the sense of some of these overlaps and the interesting patterns that we're going to be seeing.
Yeah, definitely a lot more forgiving in the AR department, but as you did mention, there are some parts that are pretty difficult to read.
Forgiving in the AR department, but HP 5 is going to prove to be a little bit interesting for these players here. Even if failed scores do count, I do tend to see a lot of players start to freak out just a little bit if they are close to failing, even though they count. So we can see if that affects either one. I imagine it won't too much. YokesPai looking very confident at the beginning of this map here, only dropping 100 along with Fiery Rage, who got one a little bit earlier. So score is just going to be very slightly in the favor of Fiery Rage, but not going to matter as much once we get into these more difficult cut stream sections here. Both players giving 0 up to the other one right now, dropping not a single 100 until Fiery Rage just dropped one.
From both of them. Fiery Rage finally dropped a miss on that accelerated stream near the end of that pattern, but all of those stop and go streams are so hard to keep accuracy on, and both players doing a fantastic job of comboing through them. Fiery Rage with an unfortunate break at the end of it.
That is not a section you just full combo with no 100s both ways. That was insane from both of these players here. I never could have expected hitting the beginning section of this map. I imagine most of the breaks would come through all right there.
Yeah, mentioning combo, YokesPai still holding his.
Yokes with a break, though.
As I mentioned
That's gonna be maybe just enough time for Fiery to make a comeback here. YokesPai has to be careful. Fiery actually has to find a break in order for YokesPai to not lose this pick. And there, YokesPai misses again. He's gonna let it go, but Fiery misses just
also misses on those stop and go streams, but it's still the score advantage for Fiery by about 30,000 score. Unless he finds quite a few more misses, this should go over to Fiery Rage as another breakpoint.
Oh, and Yokes misses the entire stream. He's losing so much score.
Both of them lost a lot of score there, but it's enough for Fiery Rage to still have the advantage and still take the point. That's 3-1.
That is... Ooh.
You could definitely see some nerves coming out of YokesPai as well as his aim was a bit shaky on those last couple of streams.
Honestly, in my opinion, as someone who watches YokesPai quite frequently, that is his aim, which is interesting to say, but he definitely has a more snappy aim, which kind of throws it a little bit, and it tends to look shakier, but YokesPai certainly nervous on your end, though. I believe when it came to those streams, Yokes was over-aiming and under-aiming a lot of those in terms of not just the aim itself, but even his streaming velocity at which he was following them. He was definitely caught off on the wrong foot, even from the beginning of that map, and he put himself in an awkward spot for the later stages of it.
Yeah, especially considering all the 100s he dropped a bit before he broke.
So YokesPai is gonna really need to start finding some good wins here, and with a miss on the first 1/3 stream at the beginning of Rob the Frontier on Hard Rock 1, this is going to be difficult to say the least for YokesPai. Fiery finally finding a miss right after YokesPai at this beginning section here. But
this isn't exactly a super standard Hard Rock map. Obviously, it's fairly fast. It's 220 BPM. It's still an aim pick, but there's still a lot of kind of odd sliders and aim patterns that make you have to really try to aim a lot of these patterns, whereas like on a standard consistency-based map, you can usually just kind of lazily aim a lot of jumps for most of the map. That's not the case with this, and Fiery Rage finding another break because of it.
So this is going to be very heavily in YokesPai's favor with a quarter of the map in now. He's got this massive combo lead. It doesn't look like it's doing anything now because of Fiery Rage's accuracy, which is actually bigger than the one he had on Hard Rock 2. However, if YokesPai continues holding this combo until the halfway point, let's say, of this map, this is gonna... And he breaks. Okay, so YokesPai will not continue holding his combo from the beginning. However, Fiery Rage is going to make use of that break from YokesPai right now. He's going to start to run away with the score as long as he possibly can. Fiery needs to not break on this next Ki here if he wants a chance of keeping YokesPai off his tail. And with YokesPai finding another miss here, that's going to give him the security he needs coming into the almost halfway point of the map here. YokesPai not comboing as well as he was able to at the beginning of the map, which is giving fieryrage continuously. YokesPai missing more and more as this map progresses and we get into these more difficult jump patterns, proving to us why fieryrage is the more confident hard rock player in this map here.
Yeah, as you did mention that, definitely the more confident hard rock player. Also having a way better recovery from his earlier miss.
Absolutely. I think Fiery just trying to fall into the groove of the beginning of this map certainly has found his comfortability. We get to a little bit more unorthodox aim patterns here at the ending sections of this map. It does fall back to the rhythm, but Fiery finally slider breaking on that
Both players, though, dropping combo at the same point, so it doesn't do any good for YokesPai, and it's just going to still be an over 100,000 score lead for fieryrage.
Fiery would need to, I don't want to say fall to shit at the end of the map, but he really kind of does have to if YokesPai wants the opportunity to take this pick away from him at this point. We're starting to come into the closing couple of minutes of this map here with only about a quarter of it left. This is 3 minutes and 42 seconds on here, so just under a minute left. And YokesPai and Fiery finally holding combo now, but unfortunately YokesPai starting to hold combo just a little bit too late. If YokesPai was able to do this earlier in the map, he may have had the opportunity to keep his score at least close enough to Fireryrage's, where if Fiery found a break at the end, he probably could have made it back. But with Fiery not letting any breaks up at the ending of this map here, he's just slowly whittling down YokesPai's time. And with the break from YokesPai, Fiery is going to continue running away with the score, using the lead he had earlier. With a break at the ending means nothing. And with about a 200,000, just under 200,000 score lead, Fieryrage is going to very confidently take his next hard rock pick. And YokesPai is now going to be down 3 whole points against Fieryrage here. He needs to start winning now. Otherwise, he's going to run out of opportunities to bring this back. He's already starting to lose some traction in this match here, as I think his confident picks are slowly whittling down. I think YokesPai lost a lot of picks that were very confident for him as a player, and he's going to try and start to go for different ones now. He's going to go for Gorshit Jerite, which is an interesting pick for YokesPai.
Very. Yeah, I usually don't expect a sort of finger control based stamina map for YokesPai pick, but
especially against Fieryrage. I think Fieryrage is, even if Fiery is certainly not known as a finger control player comparatively to other people, I think the stamina aspect of this map is going to put Fieryrage in a very comfortable position that YokesPai probably doesn't realize he's putting Fiery in if he picks this. But we'll see what happens. Maybe YokesPai is significantly more confident on the stamina pick here in Nomad than we think he is.
What a background.
What a background.
What a
really just be staring at us.
Really
in case you guys were wondering why we use 90% background dim, it's because we knew we were going to use this map in Grand Finals.
Just this face staring at us.
Absolutely. I think a lot of the beginning section of this map is going to be quite easy for both of these players. There's nothing too difficult. It's basically just a lot of triples and quintuplet streams here. YokesPai with a very slight accuracy lead. Fiery just dropping a couple hundreds on those shorter sliders. But this is really going to start to get difficult when we get into the more technically intensive sections. YokesPai is going to find a little bit of a misaim on the cut stream there. But when we get into the buzz sliders here in the middle of the map, anything can really happen here. Both hitting the space stream, but YokesPai actually missing after the space stream.
And at this point, Fieryrage still holding the full combo. Much worse ACK actually than YokesPai. YokesPai beating Firyrage's ACK by about 4%, so the score is still relatively close. If there's any combo drop from Fieryrage, YokesPai has the opportunity to come back fairly easily.
He definitely does, and especially it's interesting to look at this with Fieryrage on a 410 combo lead. over YokesPai right now, and still only being that close to him in score. It's really going to come down to whoever can hold their combo through this section here. And Fiery with a break right before a little bit of Bancho lag on my side here.
Yeah, a little bit of buffering for everyone, but
YokesPai still holding.
Did actually drop the... Oh, no, did not drop the combo there. That's a ghost miss for me. And yeah, YokesPai still holding the combo from earlier. I have a pretty easy time pulling the score back.
It's a very standard section after that middle part here for a little while, so YokesPai is going to have a good amount of time here to bring up a very big combo. We don't get to a more difficult section like we just saw in the middle until later towards the end of the map, and Fiery just simply not being able to make the transitions between a lot of these streams here. And as we come into some easier triples, YokesPai now with a massive combo lead of almost 800, and with the accuracy as well and hitting the space streams, he's going to run away with this with less than a quarter of the map left. YokesPai missing quite a few notes on that stream here, but he's got about a 70,000 combo lead here. If Fiery Rage finds any break at the end of this map here, he's not going to be able to close this out, but Fiery very confidently hitting this end of this map here. YokesPai finding more misses than he ever could have hoped for. This is going to be very close into the finish. Fiery Rage is consistently bringing the score back, and with the accuracies being so close, this is going to go back to Fiery Rage's side before the end of the map if he doesn't find a miss, and there's no opportunity. And with YokesPai finding that miss at the end, he gives it away.
Yeah,
if YokesPai hadn't missed at the ending, he may have been able to hold it down. But Fiery Rage hitting the entire ending section, just purely being able to hold his stamina towards the end of the map. Even if YokesPai held his combo on the more technical sections of this map, Fiery Rage's ability to contain his fingers a little bit more and maintain his stamina, was able to hold it.
When the accuracy lead started evaporating for YokesPai, it really went downhill from there, because that accuracy lead is what was giving him that massive score lead to begin with. And
ladies and gentlemen,
Gaucho.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It is time for Gaucho DT. This is the moment that you have all been waiting for.
You know we had to do it to him.
I don't care if it's not match point. I don't care if it's not the tiebreaker. This is Gaucho. Will Fiery Rage put himself at match point, or will YokesPai pull off the seemingly impossible, winning a speed 10.3 DT against Fiery Rage? 258 BPM puts this as the second highest BPM DT that we have picked in this match thus far. This is much more standard than the Gaucho you all know and love for the top difficulty of the map. However, Fiery Rage with the first break of this map here, YokesPai is going to start to run away with the score a little bit here. The accuracies are close enough that YokesPai will take score immediately as Fiery breaks. However, Yokes is shaking quite a bit, proving to us that he is not quite comfortable at this 10.3, but Fiery Rage breaking again with a quarter of the map already gone, and Yokes finally breaking.
Fiery misaiming a couple of times already. YokesPai does drop the combo also, but the combos are pretty close right now. It's only a 40 or so combo difference, and YokesPai should be able to hold on to this score lead, barring any other major combo breaks from him. The accuracy's close enough as well.
Mind you, YokesPai needs to win this.
There's
and then
another break from Fiery Rage, though. A couple of breaks, actually. And yeah, YokesPai now going to be able to build up more score lead with this combo advantage that he has.
It is very important that YokesPai grabs this pick right now. Even if it's not going to do anything massive for him, it is going to give him that second point that he needs. And it does go to YokesPai's pick after this, which is going to give him the ability to push himself from 5-1 on the deficit to a 3-5, which is very manageable compared to the current position that he's in. And this is going to be the start. If YokesPai needs to start running with this now, he does have a little bit of room. He can let up 1 point to Fiery Rage, which he may possibly do towards the end here if he's not able to close this out here. But it looks like Gaucho is probably going to go over to the side of YokesPai right now with about 100,000 on the score lead.
YokesPai definitely still comboing, but it's dropping so many 100s. And he actually breaks.
So Fiery Rage on a little bit of an easier section of the map here. Finally, slider breaks actually, so he's going to continue giving YokesPai the lead.
And misses again after that, so it should be going over to YokesPai now. I don't think there's enough map left, even if Fiery Rage combos the rest of it from here, that it could go over to him. So this will go over to YokesPai, and that'll be 5-2 with YokesPai getting the next pick as well.
Now, I do want to mention that YokesPai grabbing this point right here is very good for him, and going back to his own pick gives him the opportunity to go up to 3-5. But the problem is, if Fiery Rage wins one more map, he puts himself at guaranteed match point. And to be perfectly honest, the tiebreaker, Fusioku Resentment, is a very, very Fiery Rage favored tiebreaker, and YokesPai needs to hold him off of that. I think YokesPai could put up a very good score on it, but if Fiery Rage is having a good day, that tiebreaker could go very heavily in Fiery Rage's favor very fast. So YokesPai needs to hold Fiery off of that as long as he possibly can. I don't know how possible that's going to be with the amount of picks left that favor Fiery versus YokesPai, and the fact that YokesPai would have to grab one more break point from Fiery Rage to even prevent him from getting to match point. YokesPai would have to win the next 3 maps in order to prevent him from immediately grabbing it. But YokesPai, now back on his own pick, has the opportunity that he's looking for. He needs to run with this now. It's certainly not like he's completely out of time to make a comeback in this match, but it certainly all starts right here. And it looks like we're going to be seeing Hidden for Usao's Rampage. This is the fairly fast slider tech Hidden 4 that we have in here. Breach was our AR8 Hidden, which also happened to be a tech favored map, but Rampage is certainly falling more on the side of our slider tech here. Good Luck Have Fun's coming out immediately as both players are just ready to get straight into this.
Yeah, and this is another short Hidden map, by the way. Only 2 minutes and 13 seconds, and any misses coming out from either player is going to matter so much more. And that's been the case on a lot of these Hidden picks already.
This is going to be interesting. YokesPai is running out of Hiddens, though, because Fiery Rage banned out Hidden 2, and YokesPai losing Hidden 3 only leaves Hidden 1 left after this map, which I think might be even Fiery Rage favored based on the style of the map. But with Fiery Rage finding an early miss on Rampage here in the easy section, this is going to come down to whether or not YokesPai is going to be able to hit the first set of the sliders in this map here. For those of you that watched tournaments this year, such as Nick's Winter Tour, on a map such as Jester or something like that.
There's a slider break for YokesPai, by the way, and Fiery Rage now is going to be able to build up a score lead now. It's already swapped over. Sorry to interrupt, but...
No, perfect for Fiery Rage to bring back the lead here. But as I was saying, Fiery Rage in the grand finals of Nick's Winter Tour actually taking a win on the top difficulty of Jester, which is a very similar style map in terms of the slider styles. So it's going to really come down to whether or not Fiery Rage finds a miss at the ending sections of this map here. YokesPai has built up the combo again, and he does still have the accuracy lead, so if Fiery Rage finds a break, he will be able to bring it back. There is enough map left, being only down less than 100,000, but Fiery Rage is going to start crawling away with this score, with this massive combo lead now. He needs this break. YokesPai needs to see it within these next couple seconds. It could happen on the next section of the sliders here. He's waiting for it to happen, but Fiery Rage isn't letting anything up to him. He wants to close this map out.
Even hits that triangle triple as well. There's just no combo drops coming through for Fiery Rage, and at this point, it might even be too far gone for YokesPai to come back.
There it is! I think it might be just in time. This might actually be just barely available. Fiery Rage missing twice.
The accuracy is with YokesPai too.
If YokesPai is able to full combo the rest of this map, the score is going over so quickly. It's single-digit score difference, and
that's gonna be enough.
He misses the ending, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And
Oh my
YokesPai takes
God.
it by 7,000. Fiery Rage missed just in time for
And if
YokesPai to make the comeback.
If there were maybe 5 or 10 more objects in that map, Fiery Rage wins off the back of the extra combo that he had at the end of the map, but it ends just in time for YokesPai after that last slider break at the very end. And that'll bring him up 5-3, like you said earlier. Hard Rock 3, the next pick for Fiery Rage 2. No one's surprised.
That slider break from YokesPai in the middle of the map almost did him in until Fiery Rage found the break at the ending. YokesPai has won, mind you, one of the Hard Rocks already. He needs to now grab it on Kawaki wa Ameku, which actually could be very possible for YokesPai. YokesPai is known for being a very strong alternating player, but I wonder just how much of an effect the Hard Rock is going to have on him compared to his ability to alternate. So as much as we want to give the immediate advantage to Fiery Rage on the Hard Rock, given the fact that YokesPai has already taken a Hard Rock pick from him, and that YokesPai is a fairly confident alternating player, I'd say it's a safe bet to say that YokesPai has a chance of grabbing this away from Fiery Rage, but we do still have to give that advantage to Fiery, as he did pick up HR1 fairly confidently on his second Hard Rock pick, so YokesPai is going to have a difficult time winning this map if Fiery Rage doesn't find a lot of unfortunate misses.
Yeah,
This is 240 BPM, or almost 260.
Yeah, and I do think the important thing is, right, even if YokesPai did win the earlier Hard Rock pick in Hard Rock 2, you don't... Fire Rage is still going to be more confident on the Hard Rock picks, is still going to have the general advantage on these, and you see that in the act right away, because YokesPai's act is hovering around 90% right now, and Fire Rage, not with great accuracy, but 95 certainly better than what YokesPai is putting up right now.
YokesPai actually found a 50 on that triple, so I'm not quite sure he was expecting that it was coming, which is not something that you like to see at the beginning of the map before we even reach the first key eye. This map is fairly long at 4 minutes, and Fire Rage does miss aim.
Yeah.
So YokesPai is going to have a decent advantage, but he's got to hit a lot of this first key eye here if he wants to get a good score lead. There's not too much difficult sections here, and YokesPai, as I mentioned before, a confident alternating player will certainly be able to hold combo through these interesting patterns here. There are some big step-ups in difficulty right about now, and he's got to be able to hit this, and he misses it just in time, so Fire Rage is going to be able to...
Yeah, Fire Rage able to put up the aim necessary for that difficulty spike in the middle of the ki, and rewarded for it with this extra combo now.
He does have the accuracy as well, so even though YokesPai had a good combo lead for a while there, the 7% accuracy here is doing so much damage that, honestly, where YokesPai probably should have taken the combo lead and the score lead, he didn't because of that accuracy. And he needs Fiery Rage to really mess up the ending of this map, to be perfectly honest, if he wants to take this. He's got to hold combo for quite a while. Here we are into the more interesting 1/3 section there as we come into the next key eye here. YokesPai getting quite a few hundreds on that stream there, but still holding the combo through it. Fire Rage is continuing to hold him off with a growing accuracy disparity between the two of them. Fire Rage has brought it from about a 6% accuracy lead all the way up to 7. And Fire Rage finds a miss aim.
Yeah, over aims after that pause, and YokesPai now has a pretty good combo advantage, but the accuracy is so much better for Fire Rage, up almost 7% right now on YokesPai, and it's still almost 100,000 score for Fire Rage. There is time, so much time for YokesPai to miss before he can actually pull up a score lead over Fiery right now.
YokesPai has a very good combo lead right now, and there is enough map that if YokesPai full combos the entire end of the map, he's going to be able to bring it back, but he has to hit everything if he wants a chance at this with this accuracy deficit right here. There is enough combo for him, but, you know, as Dio mentioned, this is essentially YokesPai's match to lose right now. There's enough time for him to miss, and he's got to hold it. This is the section he missed at the first time, and he hits it this time. That may have been exactly what YokesPai needed. He's shaking, but he's hitting all the difficult patterns. Fire Rage is right on his behind, and YokesPai has cut the score lead down from about 90,000 to 40,000. And there is enough time. Despite
actually losing even more accuracy in this section, there is enough time, like you said, for this score lead to swap over to YokesPai if he combos the entire rest of the map, but that's a tough task.
There is still time for him to break. There are some difficult sections at the ending. YokesPai is going to have to hit every end jump here. He's cut it down to a 20,000 score lead. This is going to come down to the final stream here. Will he hold it? YokesPai is comboing the stream, and he hits it. Nobody slider breaks.
But he slider breaks at the very end of the stream, and that is going to give it over to Fire Rage. The act drop as well, dropping the score down for YokesPai.
And that was it right there. YokesPai, he actually lost quite a bit of accuracy on the stream, so you do have to wonder, even if he was going to win it, if he held it through the stream, but that slider break right at the end certainly didn't do him any favors with that, and Fiery Rage is going to put himself at match point
and
on his own pick. No, it's on YokesPai's pick, actually.
Fiery almost got YokesPai there, but the 10% accuracy difference really coming through for Fiery Rage there, just showing why he is favored on these hard rock picks, just able to pull out the better accuracy, even on something like this map where it's so much more difficult to act than a usual alt map in Nomad.
This is the point for Fiery Rage where he knows he has this extra confidence. He's at 6 points already. He only needs 7 to win. And YokesPai has to get it through his head now that he's got to win his point right here if he wants a chance at this. Even if YokesPai does win this pick right now, he does need to win Fiery Rage's pick after, but he does have his own pick after that, so YokesPai does have a little bit of a good situation going if he wants a chance to get to tiebreaker right now, because he has 2 of his own picks compared to only needing to win 1 of Fiery Rage's. And we saw YokesPai already take a break point off of Fiery Rage, so he knows it's possible. But the problem is, at this stage in the match, there's just so many good maps for Fiery Rage left that YokesPai is going to have a lot of trouble picking from this pool here. At least confidently. I'm sure YokesPai was put in a very bad situation after losing both of the reading maps in this pool to Fiery Rage today on some very unfortunate breaks from him. That certainly didn't put him in the right mindset, but he's still got to maintain some form of enthusiasm here if he wants a chance. And it looks like Nomad 4, he's going to go with the tech map. Hypnotize is coming out. One of the longest picks we've seen from YokesPai at 4 minutes and 42 seconds. YokesPai actually picking the longest map in the pool compared to all of the other stuff that he has picked against Fiery Rage thus far. So he's really going for this right now. He's gonna hope that Fiery Rage just finds more breaks.
And this map just has everything in it. There's cut streams, there's space streams, there's hard slider streams, there's ridiculous doubles, there's cuts, just ridiculous cuts everywhere throughout the last half of the map. And if there's a map that you want to pick as YokesPai when you're down 6-3 and need to win this next point, it's probably this one, at least against Fiery Rage. And
absolutely. I think when you even take that into account and you even compare it to the rest of the maps in the pool as well, this is just increasingly a smart choice in many ways for YokesPai here. And he seems to be proving that to us with his accuracy right now. He's very confident at the beginning. Fiery Rage not dropping accuracy on any of the difficult parts, rather just some score v2 slider end things. But even if it is just some unfortunate hundreds based on score v2, YokesPai being able to hold the SS at the beginning is possibly a little bit more telltale of what's to be expected through the rest of this map here. The patterns do get much harder as we get into the real middle part of this map here. And this is where it's all going to come down to it for YokesPai here. He's still maintaining that accuracy, and he's got to be able to hit these space patterns here. Fiery Rage certainly no stranger to more difficult aim patterns, but being a mouse player, mouse drift could take an effect with some of these patterns. YokesPai actually breaks on a buzz slider, but Fiery Rage finds a miss immediately after, so the scores are fairly accurate.
Basically tied up at this point. It's just a slight...
On top of that, the accuracy is virtually... No, I'm pretty sure it is virtually the same.
YokesPai with a very slight accuracy lead now, keeping the score on his side with that combo lead. It's just sitting there in the middle. He's going to hold Fiery Rage at this right now. A lot of hundreds there for YokesPai, so he's going to let some score go, but that combo lead is still keeping the score fairly close to the middle here. YokesPai dropping much more hundreds towards the middle section.
And there's another slider break for Fiery Rage now, right before the break in the action at this point.
And YokesPai holding the combo through that section there, even if he had to sacrifice some accuracy, finally missing on the slider stream there. We've seen that traditionally.
Fiery Rage actually comboed through that ridiculous slider stream, by the way, and into this back and forth section now, where YokesPai finds another miss. So this is gonna be a fairly good score lead for Fiery Rage on this pick.
We have seen this before in the previous pick where there was a slider stream. Fiery Rage held the combo through it, and YokesPai broke, and We're seeing both players find misaiming on this back and forth section here, and with the accuracy lead in the favor of fieryrage as well, YokesPai is going to need to start holding a combo. We have half the map left, so there's just over 2 minutes left, which is about the average length of all the rest of the maps that have been picked thus far, but fieryrage with that score lead right now is really going to put YokesPai in a bad position. Yokes needs Fiery to miss at the end here.
Yeah.
YokesPai has proven to us that he can hold combo, but he needs to really hold it now.
Yeah, any break will essentially decide it.
This is either player's match to lose right now. If YokesPai breaks, he forfeits all opportunity to bring this map back to his side. If fieryrage breaks, it could potentially give this point away to YokesPai and put him at a very, very good point in his comeback to try and get the tiebreaker, even if this is YokesPai's pick. And there's
both players break at the same time.
That's not, you cannot do that if you're YokesPai right now. He only has a 20,000 score lead on YokesPai right now, but fieryrage still has the advantage. So between now and the ending of the map with this last quarter here, he needs to find some opportunity to bring this back. YokesPai comboing with accuracy on the second section here. We're going to come to a more consistently difficult ending section here. YokesPai needs Fiery to miss
more
space.
misses for Fiery. Misses on the
That's an
space
enormous
accelerated streams, and that is huge for YokesPai. The score lead is going to start to come back over, but he still needs to hold the combo in.
YokesPai's
He
great.
misses. And YokesPai, but Fiery reset. This is going to stay on the side of fieryrage. It's still got about that 17,000 score lead between the two of them. And YokesPai needs fieryrage to find one more break at the ending if he wants any opportunity. But it has to happen now. The map is running out of time. You're running out of notes left. Both players hitting the difficult
But
sliders
YokesPai
at
actually
the end.
slider broke right before that repeat slider. I think that's it. fieryrage,
that's
200 combo up on YokesPai. And that should be it. Better accuracy as well, and that has been the story for the whole match.
Unfortunately, Fiery missing just a little bit too late for YokesPai at the ending here. Not enough time left in the map. Even if YokesPai was able to hold combo into the ending there with this 20,000 score deficit at the ending, fieryrage, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be taking yet another break point off of YokesPai at the end here. Both players just continuously trading these misses back and forth. fieryrage actually failing, or YokesPai actually, my apologies, actually failing the ending of the map. Not that it matters, but a very, very well-played match from both players. fieryrage proving to us why he deserves a spot in this grand finals, even though he unfortunately lost his spot in the winner's spot of the grand finals. He certainly has proven to us in this match just why he wants that spot back up there against Bartek tomorrow at 19 UTC will be your grand finals match. Now keep in mind that fieryrage, even winning this match here, going up to grand finals, has to win a bracket reset match, which is going to put him in a little bit of a disadvantage early, as even if he beats Bartek once, he's got to do it a second time. So congratulations to fieryrage for making it to the winners bracket grand finals, the actual grand finals of this tournament. Congratulations to YokesPai for getting third place in the tournament. He will still be picking up a prize and a profile banner for making it to the top 3 in the tournament. Congratulations to him. He put up a valiant effort taking down some very, very strong players. But in the end, fieryrage proving to us just why he has so many 1v1 badges. And he will face off against Bartek tomorrow at 19 UTC once again to attempt and pull up another 1v1 badge.
Hey, y'all forgot I was here.
We all forgot Nightbeat was here. No, we didn't. But Nightbeat and Dio's Dong, thank you so much for joining me in this commentary today. Always exciting.
Absolutely.
To go through this.
I said a total of 3 sentences. This is so epic.
Very cool.
Absolutely epic.
My name is Nightbeat, and I don't speak.
You know what? That's basically how it works. We are going to, in true Gaucho Cup fashion, host another tournament that deserves the viewers. There is a couple of tournaments that are actually occurring right now that we could go for. We did host Yuri Cup last time.
And as you can see, under the clients, the Taiko World Cup is going on right now, if I'm not mistaken. It is...
Indeed.
It is France versus Brazil at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. and the points are actually tied.
So a very good finish to the losers bracket grand finals, or rather the losers bracket finals for the tournament today. Not too many tournament channels online, so I guess we're just gonna head off for the day here. Once again, to reiterate, congratulations to fieryrage for winning and making it to the grand final spot, and congratulations to YokesPai for pulling off the 3rd place finish in this tournament. A valiant effort once again from him. We thank you all for stopping by the stream today. We do hope you will come by for the grand finals match tomorrow, which I am sure we are all looking forward to. The updated badge, if you'd like to take a look at it, is in fact posted in announcements, and we do appreciate any feedback if you think there's anything that should be changed about it.
And do stay safe as well, as everyone should know by now. The coronavirus is it's spreading like wildfire. So wash your hands, people. Stop touching your faces. As beautiful as you all are.
And stay inside and play video games. Enjoy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tap the, click the circles, everybody.
Click the circles.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for watching. That has been it for the stream today, and we will see you all tomorrow for the grand finals.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
I said 5 sentences.